Welcome to the Car Sim and Race Driver Show, presented by Hugh Hattrick. Drive fast and try not to crash. Welcome to the Car Sim and Race Driver Show with me, Hugh Hattrick, and my very special guest, In-Sim Ricky. You'll recognise him from Instagram, but here we have Ricky, who's a phenomenal race driver and a gamer and a sim driver. And as you can see right here from the video, he is in his racing seat giving us a special interview. Welcome, Ricky, to the show. It's great to have you. How are you today?
Thank you for having me on. I'm doing good, thanks.
Well, that's great. Well, our viewers will be able to see exactly what it's like to have a professional setup that you have. Tell me, where did it all begin? How did you kind of get started? What was your desire to be a sim driver or sim racer?
Well, I've always been a gamer. Always loved racing. And about 2.5 years ago, me and a buddy at work were on some downtime, just doing some video searches on YouTube about gaming systems, and I didn't realize that the Fanatec had such a nice wheel out there. So I kind of that's where it started. It was one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm going to go buy this.
Yeah. So had you? Oh, because you were a gamer before. So had you just used the normal kind of like the pads, the kind of standard pads that you got?
Yeah. Always just use the controller with an Xbox One. Always been an Xbox One. Obviously, I started out on the Atari many years ago.
Oh yeah,
that'll date me, right? But playing Pong on Atari with my brothers when we were little. So yeah. I've always been a gamer, and just morphed into where it's at today.
Yeah. No, it's good to know. Actually, it's nice to get up. I mean, most of the interviews I've done so far have been with the very kind of the young guys who are just in their early 20s, and they're doing these games, like Gran Turismo Sport and things like that. Mm-hmm. It's good to know there's someone of my era as well that's out there doing really well and enjoying doing sim racing in their spare time. So was it any, in more recent terms, what kind of games did you start, or what's your favorite kind of racing games?
Well, like you just said, Gran Turismo with PlayStation, very big, very, very first PlayStation that came out. Me and my little brothers, we would play Gran Turismo on the new PlayStation that came out back then, with just a controller. And I played Gran Turismo, and then I morphed into with the Xbox, the first Xbox, and I've owned all the Xboxes. Kind of started playing into the more third-person shooter at that time. Kind of got out of the racing for a little while, but obviously went back right into the racing with the new wheel setups that they have out there available these days.
And so now, what are the kind of games that you're playing with your current setup?
I play Assetto Corsa. I play Project Cars 2, but my favorite is obviously R-Factor 2.
All right.
I love R-Factor 2 in Race Room. I'm starting Assetto Corsa, the new competition zone. That's really good. Mm-hmm. I just was playing Assetto Corsa this weekend, downloading a whole bunch of mods to my computer to get in there and start playing some Assetto Corsa. But I played just about every title that's out there. I'm not really a very good F1 racer. If you see some of my videos, there are not too many F1 racers or racing videos that I do because I'm not that great at that. Yeah. I like the GT3 cars and I like the rally cars. Yeah. But when it comes to the F1, that's a challenge. It really is. That's something I have to learn to be able to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have found that certainly with the new, for example, the Formula 1 2019 on the PlayStation, it's a very different game to play. I mean, the graphics are amazing and the gameplay is very good, but it's very, very light. So it's quite different, when you drive those cars. Everything is, you hardly need to touch the wheel, to get the car going around the corner or to get it to turn.
Really tight.
Yeah, and if you turn the traction control off, then it's a lot of fun trying to accelerate out of any bend. It'll just spin right round quite easily. It's a completely different kind of practice and kind of discipline to be able to do it. But it seems to be it is quite fun. I think it's definitely better than previous versions. I think it's definitely getting there. I think
I only have the F1 2017, I believe is what I have.
Oh yeah.
I really don't like the fact that you can't lock the steering wheel on that thing. That drives me crazy because the wheel moves while I'm trying to take a video, and it's bothersome.
Well, of
Hopefully,
course,
with the new 2019, did they lock the wheel? I don't know.
yeah, they might be able to do that. I mean, I know you do get quite a lot of shake on the wheel when the G-force is a kind of the force feedback, so you might have to turn the force feedback off.
No, I meant in the actual video. The video itself, the wheel in the video moves, where it would be nice
I see, right. I see.
To be able to lock that steering wheel on the actual car in the game. So when I'm moving my steering wheel, that the steering wheel in the car is not moving.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
I've had that problem.
Yeah.
I don't know if the 2019 if you have that option or not.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I'd have to ask my viewers who'll see the show. They'll be more likely to know than I will. To be fair, I've only just been. I tend to use the view that's just above the cockpit. So you see the kind of the in it. I find that one a little bit easier, or just to kind of place the car a wee bit more on that. Although I know a lot of people do play it from the cockpit view, because I think it gives a more realistic.
That is my favorite.
Yeah, I think that is really good. I mean, I found that when I was doing things like Gran Turismo, I could get so far up the kind of tables on like online and things like that, but I'd reached a limit in terms of my lap time. And when I saw these YouTube videos, it was like the gamers were saying, if you get the wheel, it might make you that little bit quicker over time. So I decided to buy a G29 about a year and a half ago, and it has definitely helped me. I've even won a couple of just kind of normal competitions when I go to car shows and things like that. I always have a go at the simulator, and I've won a couple of. I won a PlayStation last year, so it actually paid for itself in effect.
Oh, very nice, very nice, very nice.
But from your videos look absolutely incredible, and to all our viewers here, I strongly recommend signing up to your channel on YouTube and looking out for your stuff on Instagram, which is under the tagline of InSim Ricky, because you'll see these incredible videos that look a bit more real than life. To be fair, the quality is exceptional. How do you find your racing on that? Because you always look so calm. You can just see your hands turning the wheel. I mean, you're very, very calm doing all of that.
It's not. I act calm, I suppose, but as you know, being behind a race car, well, a simulator, it can be very nerve wracking, especially if you're doing live racing. It can be very nerve wracking. When it comes to the AIs, not so much, I suppose, but I do it for a lot of fun. And I want to share. I want to share my experiences with people, and so that's one of the reasons why I do the videos, is to share those experiences that I have behind this wheel and have so much fun with it.
Yeah. How do you find? I mean, you do a lot of the racing leagues then on things like Assetto Corsa and stuff like that for when you're doing kind of multiplayers and things like that?
So when it comes to the multiplayer live racing per se with other people, I go to iRacing. iRacing, I like iRacing versus doing some of the other Assetto Corsa race rooms. Sometimes you get in those rooms and those lobbies, and it's not the funnest experience when you get in there. I haven't joined any leagues. I joined one league, but I haven't really been racing with those guys. I tend to just go to the iRacing, which I don't do a lot of live videos when I'm racing on iRacing, because like you just said, it's a bit nerve wracking, and you want to make sure you're concentrating on your race.
No, because I mean, it looks incredible actually when you see it. Certainly, I mean, there's been a lot of talk recently on the console versions like of Gran Turismo Sport, that the penalty system is a bit ropey because people, if you get hit from behind, or if somebody else hits you and then they can deliberately drive off the track in an area where they won't lose much time, then you'll get like a 5-second penalty. And I know that Super GT, one of the biggest guys on YouTube, he did a video yesterday of someone who someone hit him, and then they deliberately drove off the track. I think it was in Suzuka, and then they came back on again, and of course he got a 5-second penalty. So there's still a bit to go in making these things work properly, because it can be quite frustrating.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. That's one of the biggest reasons why I don't do live racing on, like I said, Race Room or Assetto Corsa or any of those other. It's iRacing that I go to for live racing.
I think the setup is quite different on iRacing, isn't it? It's quite a strict discipline rule, isn't it? That you get. Is it like a point?
No matter if somebody hits me or if I hit them, we both get dinged.
Right. So,
Yeah,
it's not
so
in anyone's favour to hit somebody for the sake of it and things like that.
exactly. And it's not the you're paying a monthly fee, so, and you're paying for all your cars, so it's a more people are drive better. Let's put it that way. They drive better in iRacing. Not all of them, but once you start getting up there in your license, you start getting into better rooms and you get more competitive in there.
Yeah.
It makes it much more fun.
Yeah, which is good because you want a good challenge, but you also want to know that people aren't going to just try and wipe you out every new pin that's coming along, isn't it? Because that's the thing. It's
you spend 20 minutes doing qualifying, and then someone takes you out in the first corner.
Yeah.
That's really frustrating. So yeah.
I've certainly found. I mean, on Gran Turismo, I'm at the B level, B for driver rating and S for the sporting rating. So I'm kind of midway, kind of just above average, but not quite there. For a while I was very close to getting to A, but I had a few bad races, and I don't get quite.
That's all it takes.
Yeah,
that's all it takes.
I never rage quit though. I know some people just rage quit out of it and then quit, and that's the thing. But then that really damages your rating even further. So I try and finish and try and go back up if I can, get a few more places, But I think it's like anything. The more practice you do, the better you get. It's good fun. But so tell me this: you've got obviously the Fanatec wheel. Now that will be is that a direct drive wheel in that one?
No, it's belt driven. I don't have the direct drive yet. I got the V25. I don't know if I can.
All right. Oh wow! There we are. Look at that.
I've got the GT wheel on there right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the V25.
There we go.
Belt driven.
Yeah. I was going to. How did it? Now, obviously, the viewers would have seen that you got 3 screens there. How did you kind of develop that? Was it just something you decided, right? I want to get that and see how it works, or did you start with one and then build it up?
So, I once I gave up the Xbox One and I moved over to the PC. I still had the TV. I had the 55-inch TV, and that got to be too cumbersome and too big. So I moved over to the VR. I bought a VR, and I did the VR for a little while. VR was good. It's fun. But my graphics card is not strong enough to push really good graphics in the VR. And the VR got a little too hot. It gets foggy. It's cumbersome. You lose everything around you. And so I did that for a while, and then I had about one monitor, and then I ended up buying 2 more monitors, and ended up with the 3 monitors that I have today. And I kind of put my VR in the closet. I don't really use it much because of the things that I bought around, to get the immersion of driving a race car without putting the VR on. So yeah, I started out with the TV. Moved over to the VR, bought 1 monitor, and I bought 2 more monitors. And I got a TV up above for my telemetry, and then I bought the butt box. I got the butt kickers,
No, it's quite a thing. So do you need quite a strong PC then to be able to run all of this and run things like?
The PC that I got, I had it built at a company out of California called Digital Storm. And I just went online and I just kind of surfed around for a good computer company, and they're a gaming company. And so I just kind of picked what I could afford at the time, which I kind of wished I would have got a better graphics card, but the 1060 will do for now. Yeah. Kind of wished I had a 1080, but 1080 was about another $800.
All right. Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, I'll do it with the 1060 for now, and then I'll jump up to a 1080 sometime later. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good computer. I don't know a lot about the insides of computers, to be honest with you. I know how to make stuff run on it. Yeah. I don't know how to build a computer. I don't know much about the insides of a computer. But you give me a computer and a mouse and a keyboard, and I can download some stuff.
Yeah. So that gives people an idea, I suppose, that if they go to a proper gaming computer, say place, they'll be able to get something that will work. I know I once tried to do, I think it was a Race Room on my PC, but it was nowhere near strong enough.
Right.
The screen was basically about a quarter of the size of my monitor, which is only like a 21-inch. That's all it could safely power. So I didn't know if there was any way I could make it bigger or not. But I thought, no, this is not going to work. It was like going back to the early 80s. with a tiny little monitor, you know.
I actually did the same thing. I put Race Room on my my laptop a couple years ago, and I just kind of froze my laptop up.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's not going to work.
It's a massive download just to do it,
Yes.
just to try and set it up. And
Yes.
my computer just wasn't obviously ready for that. But it's amazing when you see how it all works and the quality. I actually drove a setup that was a hydraulic setup. So it was like something out of we used to have like Star Wars. It kind of, the whole seat kind of comes down, and you sit on it, you climb on board, and then it raises up itself up. And it had 3 monitors, and it was Renault that had organised it, and it was the new Megane RS 280. And it was great because as you went around the corners, the whole thing moved. And you had insane angles when you were coming around the corners, as it was, you know, it seemed like about 45 degrees as you were almost going to tip over in this wonderful sim. So it's quite what do you find are the benefits of having 3 monitors compared to maybe just having one big screen?
With the 3 monitors, you get the peripheral vision. You get the movement of the trees or the stands that go by you, so you have more of a sense of speed versus the single flat monitor in front of you. You're not getting that side view.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason why 3 screens, so you can get that immersion to actually being in the car, and plus you can see everything else around you besides just seeing the one screen in front of you.
Yeah, because I think that's the first thing that, you know, you would look at, because if you go into Costco and you see a great, you know, big screen TV and you think, oh, that would be amazing for gaming. So people, I think, naturally go out and buy that, and then now of course it's changed, and they're seeing people get a 3 monitor setup, finding that to be a lot better. It's quite, I mean, when you were saying earlier about lighting and how important lighting is to get that right for gaming, because when I played on the Renault version, it was too bright and there was too much light coming in, and you couldn't see the screens that well. So it made it very difficult to pick up the lines for the corners and the braking points to get that right. But if you've got the right light, it certainly makes a huge difference.
Right.
But so where do you think you'll go next then? What have you got plans? How would you develop it further?
I think my next thing would be motion. I don't have motion yet, and I'm not sure what kind of motion I want to do for my rig yet.
Yeah.
You know, there's several different platforms out there. Obviously, there's the really expensive ones.
Yeah.
You know, from our seat. Our seat's got the D box. That's runs about $12,000.
Yeah.
For that system.
Yeah.
So, but you know, there's some other less expensive ones out there. So I'm not sure, but I'm going to go with motion. But I'm not sure what I'm going to go with yet.
Yeah, because I mean, one of my ambitions is to have a kind of sim center where you can have, you know, what you've, like a setup similar to what you have there, but put it out to the public. Because where I live in Duns, in the Scottish Borders, we have the Jim Clark room. So, you know, Jim Clark, the Formula One double world champion, and he also won the IndyCar as well. So it's quite a lot of motor racing heritage in the Scottish Borders here in Scotland. So the fact they're just about to reopen the Jim Clark Museum, and this next week it's been completely redone. So it's been quite exciting as to who's going to come to launch it. So so we want to do something that gives the kind of cutting edge technology, which is now simulator racing, and get that out to the public, and combine that with the great heritage that we have here in Duns, with the Jim Clark history and things like that. So I'm kind of looking at Race Room to see if they would be the kind of people to use. I mean, they've got a really good different range of setups, and I noticed they've got a hydraulic seat as well. I saw it at Goodwood at the Festival of Speed last year, and it properly moves, and it looks excellent. And they can set up the whole thing for you with monitors and whole rigs from about £2,500 upwards for a standard one. And it's about $8,000 or £8,000, I think it is, for a hydraulic one, maybe a wee bit less depending what you buy. So it just shows you, and I mean, it's totally immersive. I mean, the keys were out the door. People were waiting all day long just to have a go, and they were paying, £3 for 15 minutes. And I thought, actually, that's not bad, for I think they had about 4 rigs set up at any one time. So they were certainly making their money out of that, But you kind of wonder where it's going to go next, how these kind of companies can improve it further.
Right.
Would you have any direction that you would say that you would like to see it, things that they could improve on?
Oh boy, that kind of caught me off guard there. I'm not sure. I think I think the gaming systems that they have now and the game developers out there are pretty darn good. I'm not sure where they can go from here.
Yeah.
You know, other than you know, that they already have VR. So I mean, they maybe improved the VR some more. But with the, like I said, with the VR, it just wasn't my thing. It just felt cumbersome. It just felt like you were in a, you know.
You got to put it over your head. And
yeah, and you're just kind of like you're lost. For me, it was like it was fun for a while, but then I just put that thing back in the box and I put it in the closet. I got my
kept your receipt. You know, kept your receipt for them.
No, I'll use it someday. I'll pull it out again. I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
But no, for me, just you know, keep adding to my rig and just keep putting good videos out there for people to see and grow my channel. That's really kind of my goal.
So sorry, can I
and make people smile.
Yeah. Well, that's what you certainly do with your Instagram videos. They do look incredible. What kind of a following do you have now on Instagram and YouTube? Is it quite a big following? Is it growing?
It's growing. My Instagram's growing much faster than my YouTube's a little bit slower than my Instagram. I'm almost at about 4,000 followers on my Instagram.
That's
probably should crest that by next weekend maybe. Yeah. YouTube, I'm almost 800 followers.
Yeah.
But that keeps growing also.
That's really good. And how do you find you just share it out with everyone you know and just keep updating social media to try and get?
Oh yes, it's been a struggle to get my content out there for people to see. You constantly have to push, keep posting, keep pushing, you know, on social medias and keep putting your content out there. It's like nonstop. And it finally, like I said, my Instagram is finally starting to take off now. Yeah. But I was putting a lot of content out, putting everything I could out on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere I could for people to see my name.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, that's really encouraging, because many of our followers are kind of part-time YouTubers as well, you know, and they want to know what it's like to kind of live stream and put out videos, make content. I've never done that yet, I have to say, in terms of I do normal videos, but I haven't got one of these Elgato kind of, you know, systems that you can plug into your PlayStation and then make a video from it. So I just tend to do clips here and there. But one of the things I would quite like to do is to try and record some of my PlayStation games and as I've played them and try and do a recording of you know.
I've learned how to do video editing. It was a struggle. I purchased a video editor and watched a bunch of YouTube videos on how to do it. But I actually do like editing videos. It's fun.
Yeah, it is quite good, and you know you've learned something by the end of it as you get better doing it. So that's. But yeah, well, I was going to say, do you have any tips for your listeners and those who follow you on Instagram as to maybe if they're starting out, what would be your tips for helping them with their racing, their sim racing career, or
my advice to anybody that wants to get into sim racing, go with what you can afford, obviously, right, and have fun.
Yeah.
And don't let it morph into the point to where you're not having fun anymore and it's just all competition. No, keep having fun. That's the reason why I started, was to have fun, and that's the way I'm going to keep on going. Yeah. Obviously, I'm competitive, but I like to have more fun than competitive.
Yeah. Oh well. Once I get into the leagues and things like that, perhaps there'll be a day when I'll give you a race online.
Awesome.
It's iRacing and things like that. That would be fantastic fun. But that's great. But we really appreciate you giving your time today. For us, I know it's about an 8-hour difference over there in America. To us here in Britain, it's just after about 8:20 here UK time. But it's been fantastic to do the interview with you. Thank you very much.
No, I appreciate it.
To all our listeners, you've been listening to the Car, Sim and Race Driver Show with me, Hugh Hattrick, and my very special guest, Sim Ricky. Thanks very much, and we'll see you soon. At cardioadvisor.co.uk, we can help you save thousands of pounds on your next new car or van. And we can also source second-hand cars as well. And we can save you money on car rental, whether it be in the UK and abroad. Just click our rental link on the website. And we'll give you a free gift if you trade in your car with We Buy Any Car using our special website link. So go to the website now and see how much you can save. And it's back to the show. Thanks for listening. For more information, go to cardioadvisor.co.uk and you can see all the special offers that we have on the website. And remember, we have our YouTube channel, which is at QHattrick, and also we have our podcast on Podbean, on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Anchor FM. And if you like what you hear, please like and subscribe to our shows, or you can donate every month for just £1. Thanks for listening, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.